Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. You thought this was a Balisong flipping video? Nah, it's a person flipping video. I'm just kidding. It's totally about Balisongs. I wanted to do a special video because I purchased a Kraken, as you can see right here. So I'm probably not going to talk about this thing too much. If you've been in the hobby for a little while, sorry, I'm out of breath a little bit, just doing a backflip. If you've been in the hobby for a little bit, and you probably already know what this is. So I'm just really excited to have it. I just wanted to say thank you to Squid Industries for making such a quality product. And you know, if you can afford it, if you have the funds, I would definitely go get one. There's bugs everywhere too. So the point of this video is actually not to talk too much about this one, but I wanted to talk about the Glidr clone. But before we get into that, I filmed something cool for the Kraken, so let's get right into that right now. Alright, so that took me like an hour and a half to film and edit. I'm not great at editing, so it was only like 30 seconds. You know, it's funny, my buddy Clone Support, if you haven't followed his channel, you haven't heard of it, I would definitely go look him up, check him out. He's awesome. We have a Discord with a great community, people that are new to flipping like me, or people that have been flipping for a really long time. So we got a little bit of everything in the group, still the bugs. So definitely go check out that Discord. I can put a link to the Discord in the description if you wanted to join that. But the main purpose of this video is to talk about this Glidr clone right here. I bought this from AliExpress. It took like a month and a half to get to me. This one took the longest to get to me out of every knife that I own. And I just wanted to give you my opinions about it. I've been flipping it. I've been flipping it here and there for about a week. So let's just get right into it. So we have channel design. We got Zen pins. It's on bushings. For flipping experience, I found it to be a little more handle biased, which I actually prefer. I prefer handle biased. I'm just starting to figure out what I prefer in a Balisong, and it actually wasn't till I got, wrong one, it's in one of these pockets, I promise. It wasn't till I got the Morse till I figured out that I prefer a handle bias, because up until I got this in the mail, I've never experienced a Balisong that had a blade bias. So since this was the first one that I've touched that had a blade bias, I just figured out, I was like, you know what, I don't really so much care for that. This thing still flips pretty good, as you can see. I can flip it, and I know I'm still a beginner, so I gotta keep that in mind. My flips might not be that great. video coming out on this soon. I still haven't made up my mind on exactly everything I wanted to say about it. So I'm still compiling my video on this, but Clone Support has already posted his video on this thing. And again, if you haven't heard of this knife, if you wanted to watch a review on it, I just finished watching his review like maybe 10 minutes ago. It's a great review. He covers everything you need to know about it. I'm gonna basically say the same things he has, and he even mentioned what my opinion was briefly in the video, where I did say that it has a blade bias. I think it needs weights in the handles. Clone Support thinks that might be a little bit too much money. I don't really know. I don't know how much money it takes to put things in different areas of a Balisong. So that's briefly on the Morse. I'm gonna make a better video on that soon. Still the wrong one. Let's do quick tolerances, since this is a video about the Glidr clone. You can't hear it, but I can slightly feel it. So it's got basically no tap, little bit of play. So one other thing I wanted to talk about this, let's talk about my dislikes. So I brought this to work one time and flipped it a total of like 30 minutes in one day. And every piece of hardware on this thing was falling out after about like 30 minutes. So if you do decide to get one of these, Loctite it immediately, because I lost hardware for this thing day one flipping it. Another thing I dislike, they have the Glidr logo on the blade. I do not like that. I do not support that. I do purchase clones, but just like a lot of other people in the community, if you can afford the real product, then I suggest the real product. But if this is what you're able to get a hold of because of budget restraints, then go for these. I mean, there's nothing wrong with clones. I know the controversy. I just don't agree with it. There was another YouTuber, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he talks about how clones do not actually hurt the Balisong community, and everyone's basically just a whiny little baby. Just like if anyone remembers his name, please say something in the comments. But he described the clones and Balisongs to guitars. Like, you can buy a Gibson Les Paul, or you can buy another brand that looks exactly like the Gibson, but that just because there's another company that makes something that looks just like it isn't going to hurt the sales of the Gibson. It's just not. And the way to disprove the fact that clones do not hurt the sales is when a seller, like a name brand seller that makes them here in the USA, sells out in 30 minutes. They'll have a drop, a release, and all of them will be sold out in 30 minutes. And if that wouldn't happen if clones were hurting sales for the actual sellers. So I know that that's a hot take and people might not like what I had to say about that, but that's just my opinion. If you don't like it, you can have your own opinion, that's fine. Let's see, I went off on a tangent there, sorry. What else do I think about this thing? I like the way it flips. Obviously, I said I like a handle bias. This has a handle bias, so I've been enjoying flipping it. Another thing I actually remembered I don't like the gap. I think it's too close together. I don't really care for the sound. Look, if you can hear that. I think the sound is a little bit muted, and I prefer even just the Morse. I like a more ringy dingy noise, and especially the cracking. It's very, it's what I would call ringy. It's a ringy dingy boy, and I really like that. This one's a little bit muted. I only spent like 30 bucks on this. So if you don't mind waiting for a Balisong from AliExpress and you only have a $30 budget, I would 100% recommend this one. I don't know if anyone else has done a review on a glider clone. I'm sure there's someone out there, but I haven't seen it. So if someone else has done a glider clone, you could let me know who it was. I'd love to see what their opinion on this thing was. Oh, I still suck at that. I need to watch another review on that. Clone Support has been helping me with that specific flip, but I just can't do it for some reason. Whatever. So yeah, I think that's going to conclude it for today, guys. I'm going to stay tuned for the Morse review. I'm going to be ordering... I have a couple more Balisongs that's like on my radar. I want to buy a Balisong Z. I want to buy a BB Barfly. I need to buy a Kraken trainer. Actually, lately I've been taping up the blade so that I could flip it as a trainer. So I'm tired of cutting myself. I think I've cut myself with this thing like 4 times already, and I'm kind of tired of it. So I'm gonna buy a Kraken trainer because I wanna buy one Balisong and get used to it, and just be my main flipper. And I've been struggling lately because every single day I pick up a different Balisong. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna flip this today, or I'm gonna flip this one today, and it's making it harder for me to learn tricks because I swap Balisongs, especially when I'm home. I'll swap to it's literally starting to rain on me, but I'm gonna stand here and do the video anyways. I'll switch knives like every 30 minutes and I can't get used to a single knife. Like, I just swapped from handle bias to blade bias, and it's just like it messes up my flips. So I kind of want to get one knife that I flip consistently so I can get used to something. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a Kraken trainer. If anyone has any other suggestions of knives that they want me to purchase and review, I'm making a list, and I'm going to be purchasing the Orca clone. I think it's by the One. I'm going to be purchasing that either this week or next week. The Balisong Z, the Kraken trainer, and I have a few other. The BRS rep, I think it was. I'm going to purchase that on AliExpress. So I think I have like 5 or 6 knives that I'm going to be coming out with reviews with. And if anyone else has any suggestions, I'll definitely put it down on my list of things to purchase. And when I do get the knife in, I'll give you a shout out if you recommended it to me. So if you want me to keep making this cool content, maybe I'll do a couple other flips. Actually, out here, I was going to do a side flip, and I kind of busted my butt, so I decided to do a back flip. But maybe I'll post that fail at the end of this, we'll see. But yeah, if you could like and subscribe, that would be great. I'm literally standing in the rain doing flips for you guys. So if you could just give me a like and a subscribe, that would be awesome if you like this video. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. And from that, thank you. Peace. Oh.